Just wanted to lead off tonight's video by asking my audience to keep the Patriot Nurse and Jennifer Veterans for Truth both in your thoughts and prayers. It seems as if Mother Nature has decided to come after them both simultaneously. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of the massive line of storms that ripped across the southern part of the United States, all the way from southern Illinois down to the Gulf, all the way now moving through Florida and the Carolinas. Even in the Panhandle, Florida lost 2 lives in a tornado. Up in Tennessee, there is a massive wildfire that is burning out in Sevier County. It's Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, this region. I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, that the Patriot Nurse is located in the Knoxville region, not very far away. So definitely reason to have some concern there. Keep them both in your thoughts and prayers. I have had no contact with either one. I'm sure they will both let us know in their own time when they can what their status is. So just wanted to do that first and foremost. Also wanted to say thank you once again to everyone who has showed up over at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel in the last 3 to 4 months. We have been doing psychological operations videos in a way that would very easily get us taken off of YouTube. We've been able to partner with Vimeo to do this. There will be people down in the comment section that will testify and say they don't censor over there. They absolutely don't. $1, just $1 per month. It's not per video, not per week. It's even less if you sign up for an entire year at one time. It comes out to like 90 cents. And trust me, there's going to be some things we talk about over there that you're going to want to hear about. Now, I've been having a little bit of fun with my audience lately, some folks, I should say, in the audience, that for pretty much all of last fall inundated my comment section with comments about how I needed to flee Florida because of for sure incoming La Palma volcano tsunami that never transpired. And as we can see, things can happen anywhere. Giant wildfire pops up out of nowhere in Tennessee. And huge line of storms, comes through and hits pretty much the entire South. So it really doesn't matter where you are. Life is about choices. Some of you might remember this analogy I used from a long time ago. And I think it really applies today more than ever. This was a political video that I had done talking about the blue pool versus the Red Sea. See, the blue pool is where liberals go to find their new voters, so to speak, the people that they're going to refill the parentheses D progressive ranks with. Because they know as people get older, and this is key, it doesn't matter what happens, the vast majority of people, as they get older, wander off into the red conservative sea. You will never be as liberal as you were when you were a kid. Why? Because you're an idealist and you're ignorant when you're young. And that doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you're ignorant. There's just things in life you don't know. People have asked, how did Florida become this deep red, magenta, conservative bastion? Well, it's the old folks. As people live to older ages, they become more and more conservative, and they're able to relate that to people who are even younger than them. I love using this picture because it shows all of the big smiles and the happy things, the swimming and the fishing and the golf and the tennis. But what it doesn't show is the decisions and the choices, the lifetime of choices that these people made to have that one picture moment like this couple up here in the upper right where they're holding this, what looks like a tarpon, I think it is. Who knows what they sacrificed to get that boat? Who knows how many nights they sat home and maybe ate grilled cheese and tomato soup? Maybe used one car when they could have afforded 2. Maybe had a smaller house during their working years so that they could save up and have a house in Florida in their retirement years. It's a lifetime of little choices that we make that sometimes work out well and sometimes don't. This is what we spend our entire lives doing, making the right decisions. And the vast majority of the time, the correct decision usually isn't the one that feels good. This is a representation of the House of Representatives in Florida. We have a wild supermajority of conservatives. Why? Choices. It's just that simple. This is the part that drives the left mad. They can never defeat this. They can talk about ideas and how their ideas are better and more open and more accepting and inclusive. There's nothing more inclusive than a House of Representatives. See, this isn't a governor. This isn't one election at one time and one snapshot. These are all of the representatives from all of the different parts of all over Florida. This is the biggest confirmation of what Florida is. This is our Senate. We only have a 40-member Senate. It's 26-14. But once again, and it stayed that way for quite some time. This is one of my viewers, Tim Bassett. And this image side by side for me is really a great picture because it shows just sanitized numbers, 23,000 steps, 75 floors, 10 miles. When you make choices like this on the right, you get results like this on the left. These numbers equate to this result. Choices of doing things like concrete blocks, backs of rock salt, push-ups. Just another set of choices that shows that you can choose pain. You can choose things that at the time don't feel good, but have long-term lasting benefit. I've used this picture as well. A lot of people would choose chicken wings and pizza and all sorts of things that taste wonderful when you go out, and they're rich and they're savory. And these items here really aren't all that bad. They're actually quite tasty, but they're not, of course, beer and pizza and chicken wings and cheeseburgers and steaks and all that kind of stuff. But it's a choice. I actually caught quite a bit of crap when I showed this picture. This is my vehicle. I chose this. It's a 300 horsepower V6 all-wheel drive GMC Acadia Denali. Some people have said it's just a grocery getter on steroids. Well, with the way gas is right now, compared to some guys I know that have big V8, some guys have 10-cylinder and big diesel trucks, I'm doing a little better. I got a few more bucks in my pocket. It's not like this little thing is slow either. Like I said, 300 horsepower V6, 2 sunroofs, and it can tow as much as a small pickup truck. A choice. Who knows what choice or choices these people made so that they could play golf when they got older? Who knows what they gave up? These are the stories. And this is what's driving people mad, because they're starting to see this from Florida. Kim Iverson, I'm sure a lot of you have listened to her, made a great analogy on her birthday stream. And by the way, it was her birthday a couple of days ago. I forgot to wish her happy birthday. I feel terrible. She made an analogy about Nintendo, about if she had to choose Adventure 1, if the old cartridges where you put in the game, and he's like, if I had to choose Adventure 1, what the progressives want, with the lockdown and the control and the forced this and losing your job, or Adventure 2, where there might be a hard time finding a specific book that Floridians don't want in libraries, she'll choose Adventure 2, Adventure B. See, these are all choices. Some people might not agree with them. People think, well, that's wrong. Okay, it's wrong for you, but you don't get to have an opinion on what's wrong for anyone else. You don't get to have an opinion on what's wrong or right for anyone else. And that's kind of the key in Florida. You don't get to have that opinion. people get to make choices for themselves, and sometimes it leads to crazy Florida man events. I could tell you a story about, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago? A couple of classic young Florida men decided to go to an empty lot a couple streets over, and they were going to cut down a tree. They dropped it right over power line. I had to fire up the generator, and we didn't have power here for, well, most of the afternoon. It wasn't the end of the world. But, classic Florida man decision making. Random empty lot, had no business being there, no business having a chainsaw. And you could clearly see that there was no way that tree was going to do anything but take out the power line. Yet they decided that they had watched enough YouTube videos. Still waiting. Still waiting. And I'll leave it there. God bless. Everyone have a wonderful night. Would love to have you over at Patreon. Once again, I'll reiterate, I don't care what anyone else says down in the comment section. Go check out the videos and tell me if you really think there's censorship. I've actually lost people over at Patreon because they said I haven't censored the videos enough. That's how little censorship there is over there. So, but also, once again, Patriot Nurse, Jennifer Veterans for Truth, keep them both in your thoughts and prayers. Wildfires, terrible storms. God bless. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.